Dr. Jeremy Tucker,
Superintendent of Liberty Public Schools,
is a man defined by his diverse upbringing.
And Maury was a language that I learned growing up when I was a little kid, about your age.
from an early age, landed in Africa with my family. My parents were missionaries, and so growing up in West Africa, lived there for about 12 years, and then we're back in the United States for furloughs throughout that time period.
Talk about culture in the United States, but then also we're going to compare it to culture in Africa, in the parts where I grew up.
Growing up, lived in a small village, lived in a kind of a larger town, and then a capital city of over 1 million people. So really had a diverse experience.
So when I was growing up, this is how we made sure we had clean water in our house. We actually lived in the Sahara Desert, and we lived in a small village called Goram Goram. And when we moved into our house, our walls in our house were actually made of mud.
I think my background is probably what's made me who I am today.
Formerly the superintendent at a district near Springfield, Missouri, Dr. Tucker recently moved to Liberty to take on new opportunities.
Logan-Rogersville is similar to Liberty. Of course, the Springfield metropolitan area doesn't quite compare to the KC metro area in size. In other ways, obviously, as you scale up to a district of Liberty's size, you obviously have a different system, more schools to work with. Diversity is a little bit different from that standpoint in terms of the demographics. It all really boils down to ability to make an impact with students, but also that community piece, and that you've got a very strong community that supports the school system. So it really goes both ways. It's not only the community support of the school system, but it's also us being able to develop schools that produce quality for all of our kids, regardless of their socioeconomic background, regardless of their ability levels, but really taking them from where they're at and being able to see the growth that occurs along the way. That's what I'm passionate about, and that's what I hope to be able to make a difference with Liberty. Our family landed a few weeks ago, and now we're settled in Liberty and have a home, and our kids are off and running with the start of a new school year, and so we've transitioned and just enjoying becoming part of the community and learning more about Liberty.
Despite being the new guy, Dr. Tucker jumped right into his job. At the forefront, his responsibility in orchestrating the district's many structural projects.
We've had a lot of work being done over the course of the summer, which in some ways is wrapping up as school is reconvened. About 4 of our elementary campuses were experiencing additions, so if you were to travel throughout the district, you'll notice that some of the mobile classrooms are no longer there and instead have permanent structures attached to those schools. We also had a reconfiguring of our former district administrative center off of Conister Road.
That's Epic Elementary, an innovative, project-based learning community designed to inspire students to be creative and think big.
If you think about students, a lot of time the stories that we see and hear about of students that are, even at a young age, innovative in creating things, it all centers around a cause or an area of interest, something that they're passionate about. And so if we can instill that within kids at an early age, then imagine the education that comes along with that, regardless of the interest or the area of expertise. And so they've got a couple of weeks under their belt, a couple of ongoing projects as far as our high schools and some additions going on there. In addition, the academy kind of resituated to a new location and had some renovation there as well. So a lot of work being done.
And while all of those developments in the district are exciting, Dr. Tucker's favorite part of his job is really quite simple.
Probably this, being able to interact with kids, whether they're high school kids like yourself or had the opportunity the other day to teach a 3rd grade class.
But Dr. Jeremy Tucker isn't one to fear thinking outside the box. In fact, that's his comfort zone.
That within each of our schools, you have other areas of innovation occurring and other things that we want to be able to highlight and learn from within our system.
Reporting for KLPS TV News, I'm Isaac Knopf.